So I thought I'd make a video on this Oster large capacity 6-piece toaster oven that I bought on Amazon. And on Amazon, this is listed as one of the best rated toaster ovens. Before this, I had a EuroPro toaster oven, which I had for about 10 years and used for about 10 years. And I did not realize all the things I liked about that toaster oven until I bought this one. This one is, I think it's way overrated on Amazon. I don't know who is rating these toaster ovens and what experience they have, but I mean, this toaster oven works, but I believe it's very overrated, and if I had a choice to do it again, I probably wouldn't get it. So I just thought I would make this quick video. Firstly, what I wanted to note about it is the whole thing kind of just feels cheaply made. Firstly, it's very light. As you can see, it is really easy to just push around on your countertop. And even when you're using these buttons, like you can even, if you push them just a little bit too hard, you can kind of edge your toaster oven back against the wall, which it shouldn't be against your wall. And the door here to open and close just feels kind of cheap. This crumb tray does not fit in here very well. It just kind of sits in here. Again, this does the job, but the EuroPro that I owned before this one, everything seemed really sturdy and strong, well manufactured. This handle here is just plastic, and this crumb tray just fits very loosely in there, and just the thing kind of feels cheaply made. And I don't know if it's going to have, if it's going to last me a long time or not. The other thing is this gives off a ton of heat. The old toaster oven I had, you could touch the top of this. You can't even touch the top of this. It's like touching the top of the stovetop. It's very hot, and I still don't know if it's even good to have against your wall. But the other thing is, aside from just kind of being hot and kind of dangerous, is it can't be very efficient if it's losing all of that heat instead of keeping the heat inside of the oven. So I think that's a downside. The other thing is these buttons. These are just kind of cheap. It's basically one of these old school, like almost from like a 1980s toy. There's basically like a sticker decal over these buttons, and it's hard to know if you're pushing the button or if you're just pushing against the sticker decal without the button part being underneath it. So you end up having to push like kind of hard, and it's just kind of a pain, and it's not very easy to use. The EuroPro I had before this had knobs, and it was just and they were just easier to use in general. The other thing is you can't switch any modes here. So if it's on bake, I can't switch to convection bake or broil or anything like that because it's set in its mode. So like at the end, if I want to brown the top of something, I can't just switch to broil really quick. It won't let me. Instead, I have to stop and cancel, and everything goes back to a reset default, and I have to reset the temperature, I have to reset the time, then I have to hit start again. So that's a pain. The other thing is this grate that everything sits on. It has two grooves. It's got kind of a middle groove, and it's got a higher groove. And that's it. It doesn't have three. It doesn't have a very low one. The one I had before this had a very low groove if you had something that had a lot of depth to it. So you either have this middle or you have a high, but that's it. The other thing is when you're pulling out whatever you're cooking, this grate will fall down pretty quickly. It doesn't stay upright. So if you have something here that you want to just pull out quickly and flip or whatever, or marinade or whatever, you can't just pull it out, or else it'll almost fall and slide out of the oven onto the floor. You have to kind of hold it up with one hand, and it doesn't really let you work on it. Instead, you'd have to pull it all the way out, set it on the countertop or whatever, do what you have to do, and then slide it back down. This grate is very loose fitting in here. It's not very secure, so it's kind of I don't know. I think again it's a little more dangerous, and it's just not very easy to work with. So all in all, I think this thing probably could get like a 2-star or maybe a 3-star, probably a 2-star. I just think it's way overrated on Amazon. I don't know who is rating these things, but I just think that probably people don't, think a lot about these smaller details until they're actually presented with them. Also, there's no preheat option on this or anything like that. So I think someone would do well to maybe pass over this and look at some other options. I hope this helps.